Breaking news from Pine Island Glacier, which lost 267 km2 of icebergs today after the internal crack resulted in a large calving event. One npic.twitter.com consultant Steph Lermit at Steph Lermit September 23, 2017. A colossal iceberg 4.5 times the size of Manhattan has broken off the Pine Island Glacier in West Antarctica, marking the second time the glacier has calved a giant iceberg in just 2 years, according to news reports. On Saturday, September 23, Steph Lermit, a satellite observation specialist at Delft University of Technology in the Netherlands, saw a satellite image showing that the glacier had lost an enormous chunk of ice. He posted the news on Twitter, saying, "Breaking news from Pine Island Glacier, which lost 267 km2 103 square miles of icebergs today after the internal crack resulted in a large calving event. The event is a major one," said Peter Neff, a glaciologist and earth scientist at the University of Rochester in New York. "It's not unprecedented, but this glacier is concerning for future sea level rise," Neff posted on Twitter on Sunday. Photo gallery. Antarctica's Pine Island Glacier cracks. Of all the glaciers in West Antarctica, the Pine Island Glacier is the largest contributor of ice to the ocean. Each year, it loses 45 billion tons 408 billion metric tons of ice, causing sea levels to increase 0.03 inches 1 millimeter every 8 years, according to the Washington Post. If the entire glacier melted, sea levels could rise 1.7 feet 0.5 meters, the Washington Post reported. Flew over this rift with at NASA ice last November. Major event. Not unprecedented, but this glacier is concerning for future sea level rise. https://NKYZPSIT1er. Peter Neff at Peter Neff September 24, 2017. The Pine Island Glacier has a long history of calving icebergs, but these events have been happening more frequently in recent times, said Seong-Soo Jeong, a postdoctoral researcher at the Bird Polar and Climate Research Center at The Ohio State University. Jeong noted that the glacier calved icebergs in January 2001, November 2007, December 2011, August 2015 and September 2017. In terms of frequency, it's happening more than before, Jeong told Live Science. In a 2016 study published in the journal Geophysical Research Letters, Jeong and his colleagues found that the ocean beneath the edge of the glacier, that is, where the glacier borders Pine Island Bay, is warming the ice and causing it to crack. In the past, the Pine Island Glacier has broken at one side, and that crack traveled to the other side, leading to a calved iceberg, Jeong said. However, he and his colleagues discovered that a nearly 225 square mile 582 square kilometers iceberg that broke off in 2015 started nearly 20 miles 32 kilometers inland in 2013. This week's calving event also appears to have started in the middle of the glacier, Jeong said. This inside-out melting may be happening because human-caused climate change is warming the oceans, or because of increased ocean flow reaching the bottom of the ice shelf where the glacier rests, Jeong said. These calving events have consequences, Jeong added. Icebergs float, so they won't cause sea levels to rise unless the water within them melts, he said. However, the edges of glaciers help keep the rest of the glacier from melting, like debris clogging a drain, Jeong said. As these edges wear away, the rest of the glacier is more likely to melt into the ocean, he said. It's generally accepted that it's no longer a question of whether the West Antarctic ice sheet will melt, it's a question of when, Ian Howitt, an associate professor of earth sciences at Ohio State, who wrote the 2015 study with Jeong, said in a statement last year. This kind of rifting behavior provides another mechanism for rapid retreat of these glaciers, adding to the probability that we may see significant collapse of West Antarctica in our lifetimes. After separating from the glacier, the Pine Island iceberg broke apart into several more pieces, satellite images showed. SENTINEL 239 versus 219 shows the Pine Island Glacier calving clearly and seems to indicate that the iceberg is falling in pieces. Lermit posted on Twitter. SENTINEL 239 versus 219 shows the Pine Island Glacier calving clearly and seems to indicate that the iceberg is falling in pieces to npic.twitter.comgvzomdob Steph Lermont at Steph Lermont September 23, 2017 The Pine Island Glacier isn't the only icy body that birthed a glacier this year. In July, the Larsen Sea ice shelf in Antarctica calved an iceberg the size of Delaware, Live Science previously reported. Original article on Live Science.